But we do have the MCAL is arriving soon. Apparently it's musical. I don't know where that come from, but there we go. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelly, also known as RowRow and Kades. And this is a podcast all about everything I've been knitting, crocheting and designing over the last couple of weeks. Welcome, this is episode 88. Ta-da! So we are going to kick right off. We do have my chair is really creaky today and I don't know why. We're going to kick off with the housekeeping up front, which I did mention last episode. But I do have a new kitten, and a cat is currently eating biscuits in the kitchen, which you may be able to hear. You might not, because this mic's pretty good at shutting out externalness. But yeah, I have a kitten, and he's awake, and he's ready to cause trouble. So there may be scuttling noises and things in the background. Anyway. Let's go with what I'm wearing, because I have a finished object. I feel like I need to do this with my creaky chair. Anyway, enough of that. This is my Hexi Cardy, which was knitted. No, it wasn't, because it's a crocheted item. It was crocheted completely in Stylecraft Colour Burst. I always want to call it Colour Blast, and I don't know why, because that's a rubbish name. Stylecraft Colour Burst. I used every colour apart from Northern Lights, because the Northern Lights is quite red and it didn't seem to fit with the pastel-y tones. And then I finished it off with a ball of fireworks and a ball of Catherine wheel. I have none left. I used every scrap, but this is mostly Catherine wheel here. This is mostly fireworks. Well, this is fireworks. This is Catherine wheel. So the rest of the top, it's got all the other colours in, but it's just like a couple of rows of each. So it kind of all just blends together, and yeah, I love it. I do love it. However, it is not a very flattering fit. So, this is my first ever crocheted garment, and I realised that a Hexi cardigan is just like, it's not meant to fit nicely and everything. There's no shaping in it. It's basically you're making a box with arms on. I have sewn buttons onto the front of mine, which I'll stand up and show you. I've only got the top one fastened. I sewed 3 on. I'm going to put some pictures in so you can see better. I'll take some pictures later today. Just because if I wear a cardigan, I don't really like them just dangling down open. And I probably wouldn't really wear it like that. I don't know. It's years since I've actually owned a cardigan. So, but in my mind, I'm like, oh, it needs buttons on. I need to treat it like it's a jumper. But maybe I don't know. This will be my little litmus test, I suppose. But I don't like the fit at all. It's just very, very unflattering. My husband said to extend the length, and that might make it look better. It will mean buying more yarn. Oh no. But I don't think that's going to make it any better. So I don't know. I don't know. I will wear it, but I think it's just going to be something that I wear around the house. It is beautiful. I love the yarn. I do love the yarn. It's so pretty, and I'm chuffed that I managed to crochet a garment myself. I didn't really follow a pattern. I'm sorry, the sun is at the side window today. It's like they're quite early. I shouldn't be there yet, but it is. I don't know. It's late. It's late. It should be over there. It's winter sun. Well, we're getting to winter sun, aren't we? So I'm going to have a bit of a problem. So yeah, I didn't follow a pattern. I cast on the hexagon. I thought I've looked at a tutorial to cast on the hexagon. I keep going to say knit. I crocheted the hexagon to the extent that I wanted it. I crocheted until I liked the width of the sleeve because I didn't want these big, loose, long sleeves. So I crocheted until I liked the width of the sleeve. And then I asked your guys' advice, and I was advised to stitch along the top, which I did. Or the bottom, I can't remember. It's stitched up somewhere. It is the top, stitched along the top. And then I just worked around this section to make this as thick as I wanted it. And then once that was done, so the sleeve was already finished. Well, it wasn't, it was short. But the sleeve was the thickness I wanted. I worked around the body after that until I got these as thick as I wanted them. Then I made the sleeves the length I wanted them. And then I did the 2 panels down the back. I did one, like about, what did I do? Maybe four rows on each side, just up and down the back, and then stitch that together. And then I went around the bottom, and I went around. I just did rows across the bottom until I ran out of yarn. In fact, the very, very end, this section is actually 2 4-plies held together that I felt like went okay with the yarn because I ran out of yarn here. So these are just 2 4-plies that I held together just because I felt it matched up okay, it wouldn't be too noticeable, just to finish that row. And then, now my dog's drinking, not my dad, my dog is drinking water. Are we done? We're all sorted. Just knocked the camera on our way past. Lovely. Yeah, and that was it. I did check in with some patterns, but just random. Like I searched Hexi Cardy tutorial, and I kept getting different people, and just to see how to fasten the sleeves together, how to fasten the back together, how many rows to put in the back. Things like that. I did go once all the way around it, like as if I was doing a button band, just to like, I don't know, just to join it all together kind of thing. But yeah, I'm not going to bother putting any rib cuffs on. I'm not going to bother putting a button band on or anything because, you know, it's a granny stripe, so it has lots of holes in that you can use to stick buttons through. It's okay. I think I love the colour of it. And to be fair, I walked in the house, I did have it on the other day, I took it out. And I walked in the house with it on, and my mother-in-law was sitting and she went, "Oh, did you make that?" So she obviously liked it because she wouldn't comment otherwise. And so yeah, it's just the fit isn't nice. It's not flattering. It makes me look much chunkier than I am, and I'm a chunky person. I'm not skinny. I'm not massively fat, but I'm not skinny either. I'm a chunky girl, and it makes me look much chunkier. It is not flattering. So that's my only about it. But it's, do you know what? It's really blooming warm, and I'm actually going to take it off now because I'm boiling, and it's like not a warm day today, but this is a warm cardigan. So there we go. That is my Hexi Cardy. Done. Ting! We can take that off the list. Right, I do have one other finished object, but first I'm going to have a cup of tea. Well, I'm not having a full cup, I'll just have a slurp of tea. And that is some long-standing vanilla socks, which is my Reef socks, I call them. And these are from Scheepjes Arcadia yarn in the Reef colourway. So this was the first one that I did, and it's been knitted for a long time, a good few months. I wasn't fussed on this big coral patch. I'm not a massive coral fan, and yeah, I didn't like that section. But you know, it's a sock. So then I cast on the other one, and I actually like this one much better because the coral is like kind of slurped up by the heel, so you're not getting such a big fat chunk of it like you do there. You're just getting this one little slice because it's all in the heel. And I love these purple stripes, and yeah, so I definitely prefer the second sock more than the first. Plus the first one looks like its toe is a big nipple. But yeah, but they are done. They are just basic vanilla sock. I did toe up, I did a shadow wrap heel on them, and I did a 2x2 rib just for something a bit different. Getting a bit sick of 1x1 twisted rib. So yeah, I did a 2x2 rib, shadow wrap heel, toe up, and yeah, they were cool. They've been to the cinema with me a couple of times, and I don't mean like, come on, let's go to the cinema, what shall we watch? I don't mean like that. I mean, I took them with me to try and get them finished. So yeah, they were my cinema socks for a brief moment of time. I think maybe just two films, but they are done and they can go in my sock drawer. Hurrah! So I'm happy with that. That's all my finished objects, but I have been working on a lot of different things over the last 2 weeks. So prepare yourselves. So first, let's talk about the coastal water socks, because I kind of forgot last time and then like slammed it in at the end, and I shouldn't have. So I am running a sock cal. It has been running all year, and every 2 months is a different sock pattern. This is in case you don't know this already. So the cal is called the Cozy Toes cal, 12 Cozy Toes cal, because someone already had Toesy Coes. Toesy Coes! Why do I keep saying that? Cozy Toes. Now it's 12 Cozy Toes because I was going to do a sock every month. However, we quickly realised, including me, that it's just a bit too much pressure to knit one pair of socks every month. So I changed it to every 2 months. So there's 6 this year, and then I've got another 6 next year. So the cal is now going to run for 2 years rather than 1, which seems mental, but it's how it's happened. So this term is September to October. So the cal this time runs from the 1st of September until the 29th of October, not the very end. It's the 29th of October it stops. And all you need to do is knit a pair of coastal water socks, which is currently 50% off with the code COZYSEPT. I'll put that on the screen. Sept being the beginning of September. I always feel like I'm saying like crypt or something, which is fitting because we're coming up to Halloween, but it's not crypt, it's COZYSEPT. So if you could hear that, that's cats. Yeah, so you can get the pattern 50% off. Now, Cozy Toes, no, Coastal Waters, my God, is toe up only. Please don't be put off by that. I have had a lot of you who were like, oh, I don't do toe up though. I only do cuff down. And then they've given it a try with Coastal Waters, and I have tutorials in the pattern to help, and they've nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. And a couple of them have said, why have I avoided toe up for so long? This is okay, this is fine. So don't be scared, honestly. And what's the worst that can happen? You pull it out and you do something else with the wool. It doesn't, like, it's not the end of the world if it doesn't work out for you. So, Coastal Waters, I have cast mine on. I've almost finished the first one. Oh my God, they're trashing the house. Send help. They've knocked a drill over because my husband is, and he's a partner then. My husband is fixing his motorbike, not at this second, and the drill is in the house because he'll need it later today. And they've just knocked it over and then they just stood going. Anyway, the joys. This is my Coastal Waters socks. So this is my left sock. So Coastal Waters has this lovely Very simple lace pattern, runs all the way up the side of your foot, and then at the very top it has like this finishing section. This is the reason we can't have cuff down, because it just doesn't really work the other way. It has to come this way up to make it look like this. I might try and faff with it and see if I can make it cuff down, but it's pretty, and just do cut toe up, it's fine. Anyway, so it ends like this, and then I'll have a cuff. My cuff will be in this colour. It is a Fleagle heel, which is another thing that's made people go, ugh. But honestly, the Fleagle heel is the top version of a heel flap and gusset, basically. You increase to make this, whereas on the cuff down you would decrease. So you would have all these stitches and you would get rid of them to make your foot the right size. But instead we increase to get all of this, and then we get rid of them with the heel flap, and then we do the leg. And it is very much like a heel flap and gusset. So these are coastal waters. So this is your current Cal sock. My brain isn't working as usual. This is your current Cal sock. I had a horrible feeling I wasn't recording then. That would have been a disaster, darling. No. So that's your current Cal sock. My brain just flips off and just does random things. It's not helpful. Oh my God. I've gone. Where have I gone? Come on. It's not a random Cal sock. It is the Cal sock. It is the coastal water sock. It is currently on. So your prizes for completing. Okay, let me start again. You have to finish a pair of coastal waters. This is all run on Instagram. So you finish a pair of coastal waters. You post your picture of coastal waters onto your Instagram feed. And then you go back to my post on Instagram that tells you about the sock, and you tell me there that you've finished your sock. And then that's how you get entered, because your comment has to be on that post. You enter through that post. Now, if you have a private Instagram account, you can DM me a picture and we'll do it that way. Next year, for the next 6, I might try and figure out how to run it on YouTube as well. Because I know that not everyone has an Instagram account. Or maybe we do it via email or something. I don't know. I need to have a good think about it, but it's a possibility. But for now, this is Instagram only, I'm afraid. So that's what you need to do. And if you finish your socks and your comment is randomly chosen, you would win. If your comment was randomly chosen, you would win some stickers. So Knit Happens, a skein, and that's upside down. Knit Fast, Dye Warm. So you'd win those 3 stickers. You would win this little very handy, back to front, gauge ruler malarkey that you could attach that to your project bag. You would win this exclusive, I'm just going to take it off the yarn, exclusive dolphin stitch marker made by me. It is quite a big one, this one. You see it there on my finger, goes down to my middle knuckle. That's with that mark, that's with that includes the clasp, is what I'm trying to say. But yes, so exclusive dolphin. I was going to do a dolphin noise there, but I refrained myself. And this beautiful skein of the Fairy Cove colourway by Wenham Cottage Yarn. So there's her label, and this is the skein. Trust me when I say, oh, it's so soft and it's beautiful. It is 85% superwash merino and 15% nylon, and it's 400 meters in 100 grams. And it's just beautiful, popping greens and deep blues and teals, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. So that is your prizes. If you finish your coastal water socks, post them up on Instagram and let me know you've done them, and then you randomly drawn out the hat. Those are the things you could win, which is very exciting. I need to talk more to you about Wenham Cottage yarn a bit later, so don't let me forget. Remind me, right? Because I'm a nightmare. So I have knitted my coastal water socks in Giddy yarns. Giddy yarns. It was a sock set. So it was a 50 gram mainscreen and a 20 gram mini, and it was the Reluctant Hero colourway. I've absolutely no idea what the theme was for it, because it was just in the sale, I think. But it's this gorgeous like minty green with all these like flecks of blue, and then you get this like lovely lilac-y blue to go with, and it's just really pretty. I love it. So at least that one will be done the next time you see me, because I only have to do the cuff. And then living in my Salou bag, because I want to go back to Salou, please. Right, tea. We need to talk about the pink velvet, because it's been a lot of umming and ahhing going on about it. But you will see that my decision has been made. So I was really worried about the, so this is my Pink Velvet by Andrea Mowry. And basically it's a colour work, sorry my dog started barking. You do a colour work section in the yoke, and then it's just plain knitting for the rest of it. And you are supposed to use Boucle in the yoke with like just a plain yarn. But mine, I felt like it was really muddy. But after umming and ahhing, I finally got it done, and I split for the sleeves. And now I really like it. I really do feel that watercolour effect that people were telling me about, and the abstractness of it and everything. And I really love it. Now, there was a bit of discussion over it in Discord, because I keep putting it over my mic, so I hope that's not been terrible. One of the girls in Discord, Jenna, hello Jenna if you're watching, she was saying, like, in what universe are you going to finish it? Because I'd been saying, I don't like doing stocking stitch. Like on the week that she said about it, I'd said, I don't like doing loads and loads of stocking stitch, and I'm really like, about this and everything else. But I don't like doing loads and loads of stocking stitch, and I don't think I'm alone in that. I need to have a time and a place to just sit and do loads and loads of stocking stitch. Usually like a complicated film or subtitles or something. It's handy then. I do get bored. However, I had a funny noise in my throat. However, I also finish jumpers often. Like I do get like 2-3 jumpers a year. And I do finish the boring stuff. It's not like I just go, can't be bothered now, that's it, and just have loads of yolks lying around. I do get things finished. So, but we all talked about it in there, and people were saying maybe it would look better with a darker yarn instead of the light grey. And a couple of them were saying they didn't like the light grey, and that maybe I should try with a darker yarn. I wasn't at this point when we were talking about this. I was like still up here. So I swatched. That night I went away and I swatched with the darker yarn. Oh, and this is what I got. So as you can see, it's still quite muddy. Now I know, hang on, I'm going to show you it in comparison. It's still quite muddy. It's the massive colour changes in the boucle that I chose. that I think do that. I think if I'd have picked a plainer coloured boucle, it would work. But now I know some of you are going to be saying that one's much better. And I do like that, don't get me wrong. But I showed my husband and I said, which one do you prefer? And he went, oh, the light grey all day. Straight away. There was no like, He just went, oh, no, the light grey. And so I was like, okay. And then I looked again and again and I kept looking at it. And then I was like, do you know what? I'm going to get to the sleeves. I'm going to split for the sleeves and see how I feel. And that's what I did. So the last time you seen this, I was where the marker is. So I've done a fair bit since. I split for the sleeves, and as soon as I did, I just felt so much happier. I think part of the reason I was like, over it was because you finish the yoke, but then you've got to work like a good few, I think it's like, this whole thing has to be, for my size, had to be 9.5 inches. So I had a good like 3 to 4 inches after the yoke. Now for me, knitting a yoke down top, the yoke is the exciting bit and then you get the boring bit. That is just how it is for me. You get the exciting bit at the top and then once you split for the sleeves, it's boring. Now the fact that I hadn't split for the sleeves, but I was already doing the boring bit and it was a lot more stitches, that's what was upsetting me. I've realised now, because now I've split for the sleeves and I'm on the amount of stitches I should have to be going round and round and round and round. And now I'm okay. I hope that makes sense. So it is getting finished. It is coming along nicely. I am happy and I think it's going to be beautiful. I do need to buy some more yarn because I only have this one left. I am using Yarnsmiths Merino sock in the grey heather colourway. I don't know the colour number, I'm afraid. My cat is still kicking off out there. I don't know what he's doing. Yes, and this is the Queen of the North in the Boucle by Creative Anarchy yarns, which I do have some in the ball. I have a lot left. I think I'm going to make a cowl or something. Yeah, and I want long sleeves, so I will be buying some more yarn for it. But I'm really, really happy now. I feel so much better about it, and I'm especially realising why I was so over it, and it was literally because I'd done the exciting bit but I was still working on that big massive yoke, and it was like, well, this ain't right. So yeah, happy. I can only apologise for my very noisy cats. I don't know what's going on with them. They've just chased each other up the stairs. It's 2 of them. They play together. They're very loud. Right, next is Terry's sock. So, as you know, I had finished this one and I had barely done anything on the other one. But now, yay, I'm on the foot. So, don't get me wrong, it's a very long foot. I have this much to go, but I don't think it'll take me that long. It's on 2.5mm, this one, so it's a bit yeah, it's a bit easier, it's a bit faster, it grows a bit faster than my average sock, even though it's only 0.25 of a millimetre wider. It just it feels like it grows faster. So these are knitted in Scheepjes Arcadia in oh, I've got big hair in it, in Sahara and Delta, and yeah, I'm very happy with how they're turning out. He's very happy with how they're turning out, and they'll be done soon. I haven't picked them up for a few days because I've been concentrating on my Coastal Waters socks. something that's been nagging at me a little bit, and I was like, I really want to pick that up, I really want to pick it up, oh, I want to pick it up, so I did. And I don't need 3 crochet hooks to make it, but I'll explain in a minute. So do you remember my blanket that I was gifted some gorgeous Stylecraft Heather's yarn from Stylecraft, and it was to make a crocheted blanket that had come out, and it was all like, I've got it here because I use it as a coaster. It was all like these, and you had to sew them all together. But the cat's been sat on that. But I wasn't a big fan of the way the blanket looked, and I knew that if I made lots of these, I would never sew them together. It just wouldn't have happened. So it's my coaster now. So I decided to make a big granny square blanket with it instead. Now, I haven't done a lot since you last seen me with it, but it's so much bigger than I remembered. So this is it now. So where the little star is was the last time you seen me. Can you see the little star? Yes. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, I don't know, since you've seen me. I do really like it. I do really, really like it. Now, I have 2 balls of every colour. And in my mind, I was like, well, that'll make a massive blanket. But all my balls are still quite big. And let me pick one that's been used a few times. So, because that green one's only been used in 2 rows. So, orange has been used 3 times. That's the only one that's been used. Oh no, the light blue has. Right, but orange has, and it's on the top. So orange has been used 3 times. I've still got this much left. So they don't seem to be going down all that much. So I think it might just need 1 ball of everything. I don't know. We'll see. It now takes me 40 minutes to do 2 sides. Which, because I'm not very fast at crocheting, because I am relatively new to it. I've only been crocheting just over a year, so yeah. But I love it. So this is Stylecraft Heather's Aran, and I think I've used every colour that they have, unless they've brought some new ones out since, and I don't know. But it's just beautiful. I love it, and it's just, I'm just really happy with it. It's very autumnal, and we are in autumn. That's it, that's the end of the word, autumn. Autumn, we're in autumn. So I am happy. I'm happy. I've been chugging away on that, doing a couple of rows on that each night, and then knitting on my Coastal Water socks, or knitting on my pink velvet, or yeah. Now the reason there is 3 crochet, well, there's actually 4 because there's one in a ball of wool. I've got 3 crochet hooks on it because the crochet hook, maybe it's not in there. Oh, it's not this, but I'll show you. The crochet hook I've been using is a Prim one that was kindly gifted to me by lovely Kelly. Hello, Kelly. She gifted me some Prim hooks, which are like a plasticky hook. They're probably carbon fibre, knowing Prim, but I'm not 100%. They've got like a rubbery handle and then this plasticky top. But it's like, I have done the whole blanket in it, apart from the orange round, and it's just really, really grippy, and it tacks a little bit, and it's like, it doesn't feel nice. It feels grippy. It feels like it's like grabbing on the yarn, and I was like, I don't really want to use that. So I wanted to switch to a different one. Now, my favourite hooks were a bulk pack that I bought for £2.50 from Temu, and they just look like this. So I thought, well, I'll just get my Temu one and I'll switch to that. I've only used Temu ones, like the smaller ones, the smallest size. So like the 4mm and the 3.75 or something. I think 3.5. I don't know. I don't really know crochet hooks. But I've used like that sort of size and smaller. I haven't used any of the big ones yet. And my issue was that this wasn't long enough. This kept getting in my way because of the yarn being thicker. It just felt like this neck, I was like, oh, and I kept catching on this rubbery bit, and it was annoying me. So I was like, that's not what I expected it to be. I thought that would fix the issue, and it didn't. So then I just grabbed two. I'm using a 5mm, which I have no idea what it is in the US. I apologise. I don't think it's on anything. An 8. It's possibly an 8, if that's a US size. I have no idea. So I grabbed the only other two 5mm that I own, which is this one from a really cheap set that I got really early on that was literally to fix stitches. But I don't really like that it has nothing here. I kind of need a bit of a handle, I've realised. And then this, which is a set from Bella Coco, which was also kind of gifted to me by Kelly. But these they're a bit sharp here, and they kind of start to dig in your hand a little bit. So, like that. So, but I haven't tried either of these two on the blanket yet. These. Not this one. These two. That's why they're all in the bag. But then yesterday I was looking, I'm going to Yarndale a week on Saturday. So when you see this, it'll be the Saturday coming. Unless you see it way later, then it's in the past. So Saturday I'm going to Yarndale, and if you're also going to Yarndale, please say hello. Don't worry that I'm with my friends or whatever. Still stop and say hello. I get very embarrassed and I go very shy, but I still like you to say hello. Just excuse me going, thanks, like an idiot. So what I was going to say, yeah, I'm going to Yarndale. I could look at some crochet hooks there and try them, I suppose. I was looking on Amazon and I was like, I know, but would I like that? And would I like that? And I was and ahhing and not really. I don't know. I don't know a lot about them, see? I know with knitting needles that I like a circular, I like them to be metal, and I like them to not have a bloomin' stupid lump between the cable and the end, which is why I like my Chiagoos. Crochet hooks, I haven't got a clue. I have learned that I like a rubbery handle. But I've also learned that I need a longer stick when it comes to thicker ones. I don't know what to get. So I'll have to have a look. Right, I'll put these back in here so I don't lose them and I can have a go. And then that's everything I've worked on. Do you know, I thought I'd be ages chatting to you about what I've been working on, and 35 minutes. So I'll have a slurp of tea. I can't turn myself around. Ooh. Right. Oh, I haven't lit my candle. That was daft. So what do I need to tell you about? First, I'm going to tell you about an acquisition. Have I got any more acquisitions? I don't think I do. No, but I'm going to tell you about this one. So we talked about Wenham Cottage yarn earlier. Now this yarn is from lovely Lucy, who happens to be a viewer and a wonderful Patreon. So she's one of my favourites. She has just started. She's also in my Discord, and she's been dyeing yarn for a little bit, but for herself. And we were all going, ooh, ah. And so she decided, not that it's down to us, I'm not saying that, but she decided to start selling some of it and try and make a little business from it. And she's created Wenham Cottage yarn. Now, she sent me Dark Orchid. Oh my God, look at that pop of pink. Oh. And she gifted this to me, and honestly, absolutely beautiful, beautiful. So she's just starting out. Now, this is her deluxe base that she sent, which, like I said earlier, is 85% superwash merino and 15% nylon. It is super, super soft. It's beautiful, beautiful. And her colours are so like saturated and nice. I can't wait to actually make something with it. And I'm planning on doing that very soon. But yes, I haven't knitted with anything, so I can't like go, oh, I definitely recommend. But I do recommend her colours and the way she wraps things and everything. And yeah, definitely check her out. So Wenham Cottage Yarn, brand new indie dyer, and she deserves a little bit of support. So she's on Facebook, Instagram, and I think the E is for Etsy, because she is on Etsy. That's where her shop is. And I will drop the link below in the description for you to get to her. But yes, Wenham Cottage Yarn, Lucy. This is Dark Orchid, if you're fancying this. But there's some, and now obviously that one that is to win for the Coastal Waters, that is the Fairy Cove colourway, and she's got lots of beautiful colourways, and just definitely go and check her out. Love that bit there. That's my favourite bit. And this, absolutely lush. So there we go. Right. I have some other little guys to tell you about. So as you know, you should know, I make little stitch markers as well as everything else that I manage to do with my life. Yesterday, I released some new stitch markers for the coming spooky season. And there's two different types you can get. But first up, I'm going to share my Ravens, Witches Familiars. So I'm going to hold it by his little hook like this, because these haven't got clasps on yet. Can you see him? So you get these little raven stitch markers. Now, they come in different colours, so you can have red eye with a grey beak. He's not going to focus like that, is he? Red eye with a grey beak, or red eye with a yellow beak, or yellow eye with a grey beak, or the golden wonder. Yellow eye, yellow beak. So there is 4 ravens to choose from. It's really hard to hold them all together. Oh my goodness. 4 ravens to choose from. They're all now available in my Etsy shop. They're not massive. They're like this big. So that's my first knuckle. They're super cute, but they're also like spooky little Halloween. And then now, unfortunately, I don't have any of these here, because the photos I took of these, I took a long time ago, because this was a Patreon exclusive stitch marker. I do have one, which was a faulty one that I'd made for someone. So someone had asked for the shine on this one to be green, and I did, but I made a mistake somewhere on this. So the ones that I make mistakes on, I keep myself. So yeah, but these are the portion bottles. Again, they're not too big. They're just up to just below my first knuckle, slightly bigger than the raven. Oh, yeah. So you get a portion bottle. So I will pop pictures of the portion bottles so you can see them. But and yeah, you get this one is just the one with the shine on, or you can get the one with the skull and crossbone on, or you can get them both together. So they are out now in my Etsy shop. My hair looks weird. Yeah. And yeah, I love them. If you don't buy them, I'll just use them all myself. I don't care. Anyway, so that's those. I don't think I've got anything else to tell you for stuff. So life stuff, there's not a lot actually happened in the last couple of weeks. We're kind of just settling into routine again because obviously my eldest has started college. He's settled into that routine. He's enjoying it, making friends. Yeah, he's doing all right. He's enjoying college. And then my youngest is settled into school. He was off 2 days this week. He was off yesterday and the day before. He does have a bit of an issue with his tonsils. One of them won't go down all the way. So he's waiting for a referral, but his throat was getting sore. So I had to take him to get checked out yesterday. And they said it's not tonsillitis. It's just they've swollen up. He's got a sore throat. So he's gone into school today. Because he's finding himself. He was bouncing around the house yesterday and I was like, you're supposed to be poorly. Would you like to calm down, please? You're supposed to be poorly. So he's gone to school today. But he's settling in. He's doing all right. He's enjoying his new class and his teacher and everything. And he's now allowed to walk up and down to school on his own. I don't know whether I told you that before. But the school is literally a 5-minute walk up the road. There is one main road to cross, but it's not a very busy road. And he's crossed it with me so many times. He knows to take absolute care on that road. I do trust him with the road. So he's walking up and down school himself. And the grin on his face the first day he could do it was amazing. It was so funny. He was just like walking up the road without me. I was at the door like waving him off. So yeah. And he's allowed to come home on his own, which is brilliant for me because I don't have to like get sorted and like down to. A lot of times I have to down tools and go and do the school run and then come back and pick up work again. And I don't have to do that anymore. So it's really, really handy. Me and Terry's bike is still broken, but we haven't had the weather to be able to fix it. He started working it the other day because it was relatively sunny and he looked at the weather and it said that was the only sunny day and the rest of the week was just going to rain. So he got himself out and started working on it and then realised he needed some more bits. Oh, the back. So he needs some more bits to fix it. So he's waited for the bits. Now today is quite sunny. It's meant to rain later, but at the minute it's okay. So he might be able to get out and get it finished and sorted. Fingers crossed, because we haven't been out since it all happened. The brake freezing on and everything. The brake, in case you didn't see, didn't see that episode. The brake froze on his bike while he was in front of me, and I nearly went into the back of him, and I had to do tactical manoeuvres, get myself around him. Emergency stop situations. So we haven't been out on the bikes since, so we need to, because I feel like I don't own a motorbike now. It's weird. I've also finally been and collected up my wedding certificate, my marriage certificate. Gone into the process of changing my name on things. Because my name's changed on my personal Facebook page. It won't be changing on any of the business things. Because in magazines, I'm known as... In magazines, I'm known as Kelly Menzies. And to change it seems really stupid. Like, people will be like, well, who's that? Like, there's a lot of, obviously, people who don't watch this, and so they don't know what's happened, and I'm just anybody to them. But if I suddenly change the name, it's like I'm brand new, and that's silly. So I'm not doing that. But I am changing it on all personal things, obviously. So my Facebook page has changed, but it doesn't feel real, because my post is still coming through as Kelly Menzies, and my bank card still says Kelly Menzies. Everything still says Kelly Menzies apart from Facebook. So I started yesterday and I contacted my bank and they changed it on my app this morning. I got a text this morning saying it's changed on your app, and I opened my app and I was like, oh, that's weird. So they're in the process of making me new bank cards. I need to tell like the driving licence people and the tax office and things like that. I need to start going around and seeing what they need from me. But yes, I am in the process of changing my name, which is mad. It feels so weird. I don't know whether I'll ever get used to it. So that's that. Nothing else is really happening at the minute. It's really quiet. I've just been trying to catch up with work, really. Trying to have set days for set things. Like this day's an editing day, this day's a knitting day. I don't feel like I knit enough. And I see other designers and they're just knocking out jumpers and stuff. And I'm like, I can't afford sample knitters. I did do a sample knit thing. And I got 2 different sample knitters to knit me 2 different things. And it was just, I was like, God, like by the time I've paid them out, I don't know if I'm going to make that money back from the pattern. Never mind anything else. So I can't afford sample knitters. It's not going to work. So I have to just knit it all myself. Maybe in the future, I will keep the list, but maybe in the future. But right now, I can't. So I feel like I need to set out time to knit. I know. It's a very weird thing because I feel like when I'm just sat knitting, people think, well, look at her, just sat on the backside doing nout. Like if my house is untidy around me, but I'm frantically knitting something, I feel like people look down the nose at me like, get off your backside and tidy your house. But I'm actually working. So it's a bit like, So I tend to not knit until late on. And then I'm literally the last months, like the last 6 months, I've been having like an hour to knit a day. And it's just not enough. I'm not getting designs done. I'm not hardly finishing anything of my own. So I do need to set out time to knit. And that's what I've been trying to do. It's not working 100% just yet, but it is better. I'm definitely getting things worked on and done. And I have started to design a new jumper. But we will see. I've got another jumper in my head as well that I really, really want to cast on. So I need to get this one planned out and cast on, and then I'm going to work on that one, and I'm just going to knit them like tandem and try and do it that way. So yeah, that's where I am at. I am trying very hard. After that month off, I'm trying really hard to not go back to how I was before that month. When I edited my Patreon video, because Patreon, they get 2 videos every month and it's a personal vlog and they get to know everything that's going on. Like, they know how many Raven stitch markers I've sold since yesterday. They know, I don't know, they know how I feel when a pattern comes out. They know how I feel when I receive things. They know the truth about everything. It's not just a blanket version. So the patrons get to see all that, and they got to see a lot of my wedding. They got to see the ceremony and everything, or most of it, the best bits. I didn't bore them to death. Well, I hope I didn't. But yeah, they get to see a lot more. Why was I telling you that? Oh my God, I can't remember why I was telling you that. Why was I telling you that? Oh my God, why was I saying that? Absolutely no idea why I was telling you that now. If I find out after, when I'm editing, if I go, that's why you were telling them that, then I'll stick it on the end. Because I don't know. Or I'll stick it in here. I'll stick it in here. Hello, this is funny, but I'm editing the video that you're watching. And now I remember why I was telling you about Patreon. And it's because I was saying that when I was editing my Patreon video in the run-up to the wedding, it was really horrible to watch because it's like a behind-the-scenes video and you get to see everything like I explain. I am so unbelievably stressed, just trying to finish the work that I had to do as well as get everything ready for the wedding. It's horrible. It's a really, like, you can just see it all over me. And I remember at the time I felt stressed, but watching it, I was like, oh my God, I am not in a good place. I could just see that. So that's why I've had the month off and then come back and was like, right, days must be planned in of what each day means. I've always known that Thursday is a podcast recording day or a video recording day. That's been the same for a long, long time. And that structure really helps me. But all the other days is like, oh, what should I do today? What should I do today? So I've made it so that like Monday is an editing day for Patreon videos, and Wednesday afternoon is a knitting day, things like that. I've done it like that, and hopefully that will help so that I don't spiral into so much stress, because it was really bad in the run-up and I don't want to go there again. And that's why I had an entire month off. Anyway, I'll let you back to that video. Right. Hopefully I stuck something in there and it wasn't just me going, because I don't know why I was telling you that. Why was I telling you that? I don't know. Anyway, it's good for you to know, because if you are thinking of being a Patreon, that is one of the big things that you get. You get these very personal vlogs from me that you basically see exactly what's going on. So, also, while we're talking about Patreon, also over there, we currently have the Crack the Whip Mal going on, which I really need to sort prizes for. So that's reminded me to sort them today. And lots of people are getting whips cracked, including me. I've had 2, because I had my Hexi Cardy and my Reef socks. And yeah, so they're getting whips cracked. Not that I can enter. I can't go, you could win this prize. Yay, I won. I won't be posting it anywhere, because it's mine now. No, I'm not allowed to enter. They also have a stitch marker draw each month, which Emma won this month. Did she, or did Becky win? Because they're both NUPS tiers. So the NUPS tier gets an extra draw every other month. Both Emma and Becky are NUPS. So one of them won the general draw and the other one won the extra draw that the NUPS get. I can't remember which way around it was now. But grats to Emma and Becky. So they're getting stitch markers sent out as the giveaway. And then next month the NUPS get a quiz where you win like a bigger prize. So yeah, NUPS is the top tier one. That's what there's bobbles, pom-poms, bobbles and NUPS. So NUPS get is the top tier, and then the bobbles are also entered into that draw. The pom-poms are not, but the pom-poms do get that vlog every 2 weeks. And pom-poms, it's literally £2.50 a month, and you get the 2 vlogs a month, and you also get to enter the Crack the Whip Mal every quarter. And we have knitting natters and things like that. It's a lot of fun over there. To get your full tier benefit, you do need to be in Discord though. Like, there is people in there that aren't in Discord, and I get it, and that's absolutely fine. But they're not getting everything that they could get from their tier. Just saying. Anyway, because I know you're watching. Right, so that is me. I don't think I have anything else to tell you. No, not that I can think of. So I'm going to head off and get this edited and get it sorted for you. Why was I telling you about the Patreon vlogs? It's annoying me. I mean, I need to tell you about them because I do need to like promote my Patreon. I'm not very good at doing that. I just kind of sit and go, there's a Patreon if you want to join, and tell you nothing. And I really should tell you about it in case you're thinking about joining, because I know some of you and ah about it a bit. Anyway, right. I'm going to skedaddle, as my eldest says. I'm going to skedaddle. So I will speak to you very, very soon. I have no idea what video is next week, but we do have the MCAL is arriving soon. Apparently it's musical. I don't know where that come from, but there we go. Oh my God. I will be vlogging the MCAL as always probably ripping most of my hair out and crying into my tea, but it will happen. I have selected a couple of different ideas of four skeins that I wanted to put together, but I'm not set in stone just yet. I need to watch some of his videos to see like what he says about putting colours together. Yeah, and it will be happening, and God help me. Right, I'll see you very, very soon. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I might be a little bit more sane in the next one, but probably not.